What's up? What's up? What's up, fans, family? Welcome back to Talk Home of the Real Miami Dolphin fans. We are back live once again on this beautiful Wednesday night, middle of the week. I guess hump night with some more amazing fans talk, guys. Back live once again on this beautiful Wednesday night. I need to mute my playback. But we're here, guys. TD, what do you think of tight end Roberts? Carlos, man, did you miss the last video? The last video we just ended the stream talking about that one, so just go check it out, homie. I'm giving people time to come in the room. I'm gonna give you about 1 minute. Already have some people backstage. I'm gonna bring them out in a little bit, guys. If you want to join the conversation, you can come backstage and hang out until I bring you on to the show. So I'm gonna drop the link. If you want to join the conversation, just come backstage, hang out backstage for a little until I bring you forward, and we'll get rolling tonight, guys. I want to hear what a lot of you guys have to say. I think the link's obviously working tonight because I see 6 people backstage already. Don't get discouraged. If there's 6 people backstage, that means nothing. Still come through. Because I'm going to be bringing people in and out. All right. So make sure you come through. Everybody that been talking all that noise and stuff, where y'all at? We backstage, man. So, I'm glad. But yes, and also have your questions ready. Oh, that person must have left. I don't know what happened with this stream. I love to go on, TD. Well, come on, Carlos. I keep dropping the link. You say you love to come on. What's up? All you got to do is follow the link. And if you're on a cell phone, make sure you turn it to the side so we can get a landscape view. We can get a bigger view. What if we Patreon members? You can come in if you're a Patreon member. You get first dibs. But I want to open this up for everybody. But if you're a Patreon member, you guarantee for sure, man. No question. Get them Herbert jerseys. Hey, who said that, man? Scant dollar. Don't get everybody riled up, man. Oh, man. Don't get them riled up. We're the Tannehill poster. It's about 8 feet away from me right now, man. I just took it down. It's going in the Hall of Fame. My Hall of Fame, man. That's where it's headed. Oh, man. Okay, we got a lot of people backstage. I'm about to start bringing people. Let's see. I'm gonna start bringing people to the front. I think I just lost 2 people. TD, how do I become a Patreon member? Jose Perez, the link is in the description of every single video. So if you want right now, you can go in the link in the description. And when you follow that link, it'll take you to the Patreon. You can sign up for one, and I appreciate you, man. If you decide that you want to sign up for one, thank you so much, man. Any of y'all watch chat sports? I don't. I'd rather us take a QB in the second round. Not me. If we're going to wait to the second round, we might as well wait to 2021. I'm going to use my Patreon benefits later. That's what's up, Chef Jew. Gross Matos, please. That came out today. EM taking the night off, huh? Yeah, Tua has a rehab session tonight, so EM gonna be down with that, man. FM, he probably is. Get the $8 level, Jose. It's for TD. Appreciate you, Mike. Who? All right. So without further ado, we're gonna bring the first person backstage. Mike, who? What up, Mike? What's going on with you, man?
Yo, what's going on?
How you feeling? I'm good, man. How you feeling tonight?
Feeling good, bro. Honestly. Can't complain. I was putting it up in the chat. Like, I don't know if you watch Chat Sports, but they got a really cool concept. You know, it's basically they interact with the chat constantly, and they're always putting up questions. And today, almost every question that they put up, it's usually someone that super chats, was about the Dolphins. Are the Dolphins going to trade for this? Are the Dolphins going to move up for Tua? Are they going to take Herbert? And they did a whole breakdown on Mel Kiper's new mock draft. I don't know if you've seen it yet. And he has Detroit taking Tua. And I don't know how you feel about that, but I don't
Come
know. Actually,
on.
I don't know how EM feels about that. I'll be honest.
I've been telling y'all, man. I've been telling y'all they better worry about the Lions really taking them. FYI, let me just before I finish answering that, Mike. If you're backstage, I recommend everybody backstage at least throw a shirt on, man. You know, we have to throw a shirt on if you backstage. YouTube with their new rules and regulations are wild, man. They don't allow certain things, or they kind of give you a community strike on your channel. So go ahead, throw a shirt on to the few people backstage without their shirt on, man.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, nah, it's all good. I mean, I got a lot of people backstage right now, but I'm gonna bring like one or two on at a time. That way I can manage it well. But yeah, man, I've been what have I been saying, Michael? Beware. I even put a post out today that said, beware, Dolphin fans, beware. The Detroit Lions could be the ones who actually draft Tua. Some people don't want to hear it. Some people don't want to hear it at all. Okay.
Yeah,
They don't want, but hey, we'll see. Hold on.
I'm
Something
against
just
Herbert, man. I just, oh, man, I don't want us to take on a project. I mean, like Mel Kiper said, this guy Herbert has the highest ceiling, but then again, it's like it's Mel Kiper also. Like I feel like the the mock drafts that he puts up is literally all based on hearsay that he
man.
hears around the NFL, and he just goes with it, and he runs with it and he sticks to it.
I don't entertain Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, all of those guys. They literally get paid big bucks just to talk about stuff that could happen. Then and it's never happens.
Yeah, 100%.
First they're Tua to Miami, now they're Herbert. It's crazy, man. It's
Yeah.
just ridiculous, man. Shout out. Let me go ahead.
Didn't they like it was right before the 2016, or no, it was right before the 2017 draft. Like all of them 2 days before that draft, they switched the number 1 pick for Cleveland to Baker Mayfield. Like right away. I guess that was probably the only one they got right.
They probably heard something at the last minute that the team was going to do it. I
Yeah.
mean, that's fine, but at the end of the day, they're usually always wrong until the day of or something because they get some news from a little birdie or something, man.
100%.
It always works out that way. Hold on, guys. We also got Anthony Mazzano. What's up, homie?
Hi, TD. Hi, Mike. How are you guys?
How's it going, Tony?
We're great, man. How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling fine. Honestly, what I'd rather do is build our offensive line with the first 3 picks and maybe do a 5th-year option with a guy like Jacob Eason.
Interesting.
You said with all 3 of the first picks?
Because remember the late, if you trade up back into the first round, the last 2 picks, you get a 5th-year option for the player you sign. That's what I like about what the Ravens did with Lamar Jackson. They didn't want to reach for him in the top of the draft, so they waited till the late round to give up less for the pick.
Well, let me say this. I like your thinking there, Anthony. Matter of fact, man, I commend you on that, and let me tell you why.
Yeah,
you're going next level thinking. I haven't considered that once yet. Drafting certain positions in the first round for sure because you get the 5th-year option. But at least when it comes to quarterback, though, I don't care. I don't care about the 5th-year option because if the quarterback is really good and you're trying to 5th-year option him, it's not going to work. He's going to sit out. He wants his new deal. But you say offensive lineman, that makes great sense. But I don't know if I can get behind all 3, bro. All 3?
Yeah, not all 3.
Okay, no,
there's a drop off.
Draft recently.
What's that?
Could I tell you my draft? Could I tell you guys what my draft was that I did?
Well, give me the first 2 rounds, not the whole thing.
No, not the. I did only 2 rounds in this mock draft. I drafted Tristan Wirfs with the number 5 pick. I drafted Andrew Thomas with the 18th, and I drafted Lloyd Cushenberry with the 26th.
Okay. A lot of people have Andrew Thomas going 18, by the way. That seems to be
And
more and
then
more
I
of a
traded
lock
up
in mock
back
drafts.
into the first round with the 49ers and drafted Jacob Eason.
Eason?
Yeah, I like Eason over Fromm because Fromm doesn't really have an arm.
I don't want neither of them, though.
Yeah, I don't want either of them.
I mean, I would rather wait to 2021 and go in then, you know?
Justin
What's
Fields.
your opinion, Mike?
Yeah, it's that. It's honestly like, look.
Mike's muted. I can't hear anything. TD.
Can you hear me?
I can hear him. I can hear him.
I can't hear him from my end for some reason. I don't know why.
Mike, can you hear Tony?
Yeah, I can hear Tony.
Then Tony, if you want to go out and come back in, I'll make sure I prioritize and put you back in. All right.
Okay, bye.
All right. Well, just to answer his request for my take, again, if it all's going to come down to that combine that we got coming up soon, and how Tua's medicals look. I mean, the fact, and you said this, TD. The wording that they use in the NFL is all for a reason. And where is reason, by the way? But it's all for a reason. And the fact that they said it's as best as it can be right now, or whatever wording they used, like that is key. That's telling you something. And I really don't think that if we don't grab Tua, like there's just a considerable drop off in talent for the QBs, and we need to build the trenches. Like we've been saying on this channel for a very long time, we get a nice edge rusher like Koval Chazon or AJ Epinesa, or we draft Zach Bond early in the second round. I love that player. Man, Zach Bond is a freaking beast. But, if at number 5, Tua's not there, we should go for best player available. I think Isaiah Simmons would be an amazing pick, even though it's not like the craziest need right now for the Fins. Just having young talent and continuing to reinforce what the Dolphins have going for them, which is the defense, is important. We got to focus on our strengths. And
true.
I think Brian Flores would leverage that. And, I mean, with the loss of Minka, a flexible player like that, he's built for the modern NFL. Then we reinforce that pick with a good offensive tackle like Andrew Thomas or Mekhi Becton. This is also leaving out free agency where we could get that guy Joe Thuney, Brandon Scherf, Conklin. We could get either of those people, and they'd still be a fit for our O-line. And yeah, I mean, pretty much I'm with TD on this. If we don't grab Tua, let's wait until 2021. We have the capital. If we want to make a move after we've filled our positions of need, we can go for a quarterback of the future.
Now, I don't mind Jordan Love either, but trade out of 5 and get that 12 and 19 and get him at 12. That's me. Go back a little, save some money, and that's just where I am. What's up, Justin, Pro Football Scout analysis? Excuse me. What's up, homie?
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Good to be on the
Is that a
show.
Merino behind you? Blacked out Merino?
Yeah.
I see you. All right, man. You might want to move the camera, man. I might show up to the house and have to go and get that, man. Might want to hide it. That's what's up, though, man. I think he got a lag. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, we'll check back with it. If you can hear us, Justin, go out and come back in. You might have a lag, bro. What's up, Esteban? Oh, Esteban had disappeared on me. He was just backstage, man. But that's all right, man.
Hey, Mike, I'm back.
I know you good, Tony. Can you hear Mike? Mike, say something.
Yo.
Can you hear Mike, Tony? Awesome, good.
I don't know what it was because I have.
It does that sometimes.
All right.
Hi, Esteban. How are you?
What's going on, yo?
Yo, Esteban.
Yeah. What's up, homie? You good?
I'm good, man. How y'all doing?
Great, man.
You never gave me your opinion on my draft that I did.
Oh, I did. I just went through like a whole monologue on it.
You just weren't on the screen.
Yeah, can you repeat that so I can hear it because I never heard it?
Just to sum it up real quick, I agree with TD. Like, if we're not going to get Tua, there's a considerable drop-off in QBs that can be starters next year or even in 2021. Like, I don't like taking a QB like Jordan Love or Justin Herbert with number 5 if they're available at like 26 after we've taken best player availables with 5 and 18, then maybe. But let's just wait until 2021. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, there's other guys out there. What's that?
There's actually rumors saying that Joe Burrow might sit out this draft and go in next year.
Man, I don't know about that.
I don't
He already
think you
declared,
can do
right?
that. Once you declare.
Yeah, he's already
January.
declared. But hey, Quint Riddle, man, shout out for the donation, homie. But no, I didn't get your message. Hit me back with it, man. I don't know what it was.
No, what I mean
or
is,
maybe I missed it.
What I mean by sit out, if he gets drafted by the Bengals, he might sit out the whole season and re-declare for the next year's draft with Lawrence and Fields.
Has that ever been done? Like ever?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
And y'all forgive me. I want to take a quick break real quick. Justin Pro Football, come out and come back in. I Test Sports, come out and come back in. I don't know why I keep trying to bring you on, but it has it paused on my end. I don't know what the issue is, but y'all go out and come back in because it's pausing on my end. I can't bring you all in for some reason. So I want to try it again.
At the moment, the closest one to what you're talking about might have been Jim Kelly for the Bills because he had a USFL and stuff like that. Remember? If you're old enough to remember what the USFL is?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I wasn't around, man. I don't remember what USFL was.
It was like the AAF.
Or he could go to the XFL and stuff like that to improve the quarterback.
Put it like this: all that ain't gonna happen, man. He ain't finna pass up this kind of money one way or another. What's up with your eye test?
Eye Test Sports, yo.
You good, homie?
What's going on, buddy?
What's going on?
Hey, y'all hear me?
Yeah, man.
You new headphone.
You down south of Miami, man?
Man, I don't leave the crib. You know that.
Well, I see them dark skies.
Yeah, you already know, bro. What's going on, man? Hey, first, let me say happy 2020 to everybody, man. I'm happy to see everybody good. You know what I'm saying? And hit that like button, of course.
Yes,
you know
man. Where we at?
What's up, TD?
Yeah, man. Punch that like button. We only got 47 likes. We got almost 90 people watching, man. But listen, man, I want to go around the room. We'll start with I Test, then Esteban, up to Tony, then Mike. So what's going on, man? All the rumors and stuff. What y'all think about them? Burrow, Tua, Herbert, all that. What's going on, man? Talk to me. Y'all talk to me tonight. I ain't talking no more.
All right, all right, if y'all allow me to start. So I mean, really like be real with y'all. Like when the whole thing with Kobe happened and what else, the 49ers lost, I've been kind of like in I guess like a little doldrum. So I kind of like ain't been focused on everything, and I've been kind of working, trying to keep my mind off everything. But like since the last time I've been on here, y'all back on this tour train, yo. I can't believe y'all doing it.
What do you mean by back?
All right. I remember the last time I was talking to y'all. I mean, this was, I guess, a month or two after Tua got hurt. Most Dolphin fans, I was never on the Tua train because I didn't like the fact that he was a one-year starter. I didn't like the fact that he kept getting hurt, and this was before the hip injury. And then when the hip injury happened, I was really like, hey, I'm good because I don't see him as a dual threat quarterback, one. Not a dual threat in the NFL because there's no way he's outrunning anyone in the NFL. And then two, I didn't trust the fact that one, he was a one-read quarterback in college. and that all his weapons were over the top. You feel me? So my thing is, I need to see him when all those things are stripped away and see how he performs then. And we never got the chance. And on top of that, he's never completed a full season ever. Like, you have not seen this man complete a full college season. NFL is 16 weeks plus. Y'all want playoffs and Super Bowl, right? Come on, man. Don't take a quarterback where. Okay, as a Dolphin fan, you know, if we take Tua, your whole Dolphin fan career is going to be looking at him like, please don't hit that hip. Please don't hit that hip. You don't want that. You don't want a quarterback where you're scared, and it could happen at any time. And this is with healthy quarterbacks. Look at Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was built like a tree stump, and he couldn't take it. Dog, you need to get somebody durable. That's number one. I always say durability is the number one factor. So the fact everybody's back on this Tua train, y'all got to understand the thing about propaganda and media. They will pump it into your head that he's okay, he's fine, this, that, and the other.
And he's coming.
You feel me? And he's coming, this, that, and the other. And y'all will sit there and buy it. Like a month ago, I bet the same people that are saying, yeah, let's get Tua. A month ago, after the hip injury, I bet y'all was saying, nah, I'm straight. Now y'all back on it. Why? Because y'all been programmed to get back on it. I'm not programmed for it. Like, I think for myself. So at the end of the day, I see if y'all take Tua, that's a crash. That's a crash course, man. That man, I'm sorry to say, yo, I'm not gonna even say it, yo. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Now, Burrow.
So you're saying he's like so you're saying he's kind of like a Robert. His body type is like Robert Griffin, kind of fragile like that.
The thing with Robert Griffin, he put himself in danger. He was running out trying to, turn into the Heisman in the NFL. And you got to understand the thing about the NFL. They watch college football. So when you coming into the NFL with all they hype, they want to see what that's about. You feel me? What you think they were trying to do to Kyler Murray this year? They were trying to tear that kid up, but he showed them that he's the real deal. So he's going to be around. That's why I'm kind of mad. But, hey.
Kyler Murray has the speed, though, man. He's really fast.
And on top of that, he is a quarterback. You could tell by the way the man, when that ball leaves his hand, is jumping out of his hand. You feel me? And he's making proper reads. And imagine him with weapons. All he has over there is Fitzgerald and Isabella. You feel me? He doesn't even have a full complement. They gave him Drake. Imagine when they watch the Cardinals. Hey, all right. But my point about quarterbacks, certain quarterbacks, you just got to see it. And they've been hyping Tua for a good 3 years. And he never finished a full season. And everybody just bypasses it like that means nothing. Now you want to take this guy who never finished a full college season and put him into the NFL. And Miami has been quarterback star since Dan Marino. And you're going to tell him, you're going to save us. You're going to put the whole organization on his back. That's enormous pressure, one. And two, you don't know if he could stand. Like, you don't know if his body could take that. No, don't go out there and go get a quarterback, another project. Y'all did it with Tannehill, a receiver turned quarterback. And I'm not saying Tannehill was garbage. He's not a bad quarterback. But even with the whole Tennessee Titans, how they got they didn't do that because of Tannehill. That was Derrick Henry. I know, TD, you don't like that. But at the end of the day, Tannehill to me.
It was Tannehill the entire season.
Man,
Derrick Henry postseason.
You take Derrick Henry away from that offense, and
Tannehill doubled his numbers this season.
It was a combination, guys.
Those guys need each other. They really do.
They do, because there's no way you could take Derrick Henry out of that offense and Tannehill will be able to carry that offense all the way through. They bammed Derrick Henry in the playoff game, and they said Tannehill beat us. And you saw what happened.
But without Tannehill, there's no playoffs. You cannot say that without Tannehill, there was no playoffs. So
Tannehill is not a bad quarterback. Tannehill is a mediocre, top average quarterback.
He was in the Pro Bowl this season. I don't think mediocre quarterbacks are in Pro Bowls.
Take any other quarterback. Take a Phillip Rivers. Take a Tom Brady and put him in that offense with everything else around that. You don't think they beat the Chiefs with that defense and that O-line and that running game and those receivers? They beat the Chiefs. Come on, dog. Y'all gotta come on, like for real. Like think about football. You take any high caliber quarterback, you just take Tannehill out and you put them in there. They win those games. They win the Super Bowl. That's the type of team that Tennessee has over there. They're a quarterback away. A lot of teams are just a quarterback away. Now, y'all saying Joe Burrow is the number one prospect. To me, Joe Burrow is just a guy that got lucky, man. Magic carpet ride. He had a beautiful season, and he's smart. He's going to milk it for all he can because he knows when he gets into the NFL, he will be exposed. He's going to be Sam Darnold. He's going to be seeing ghosts. I can see it already. His eyes getting big after people hit him a few times. I'm telling you, there's certain quarterbacks. Look at the top quarterbacks. Their eyes are steady. That's why I look at quarterbacks. You feel me? Certain quarterbacks. Look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady looked like a ninja. Certain quarterbacks, Kyler Murray. Certain people, you look at them in their eyes and you like, all right, under pressure, this man will not wilt. He will not fold. You look at Tannehill. You see when the eyes get big. You see when pressure hits certain quarterbacks and they just start losing it. Phillip Rivers.
Man. I respect what you have to say, but I disagree to an extent, man. And this is the point that I would make is I think, okay, you have Ian on here almost every night preaching about how certain guys don't fit our defensive scheme. Honestly, I think on defense, especially with our coach, you don't have to have one particular scheme. You can switch from a 4 to a 3, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever you need to do to challenge the opposing offense. But on offense, I think you have to have a scheme for your quarterback. You can't just put anybody in. And I think how you were talking about Kyler Murray, he fits perfect with Arizona because they run the air raid. Tom Brady fits perfect in New England because they have a scheme for him. And I believe that Burrow is going to be successful if he has the right scheme and he's on the right team. Burrow, one of the things that Reason's always bringing up is about how Tua's accurate outside the hash, and he's right about that. But Burrow is an accurate quarterback inside the hash, and they say they don't translate to the NFL. But if he gets a coach and a team that's willing to do it, then he'll be successful at the next level. That's my only thing is if you put him with the wrong team, he's not going to be successful. But he developed this year because Joe Brady gave him the playbook. He knew what to do ahead of time. He knew what he was going to do. He was always one step ahead every time he walked out on the field. If it was first down, he knew what he was doing on first down and second down. That's why he was successful this year. He did take a step up, and I don't the Joe Burrow that you saw last season, you'll never see that guy again. He actually progressed and developed to where he is a better quarterback. But if he comes into the NFL under the wrong system, he's not going to be successful. I'll agree with 100%. You on that. But 100%. I think it has to do with the system that he's put in. If they set him up to fail, he's going to fail. But if they set him up to have success in a system that suits him, then he's going to be a very successful quarterback. And I think he's legit. My only thing about Burrow is he's a little bit cocky. He did get a little, he got a little big-headed after he won the title. And that's the one thing that I like about Tua, though. Tua is a very, very charismatic dude and very humble. I do like that about the dude. I was more of a Burrow fan throughout the year because of what I saw he did in the Texas game starting the second week. So that's where I'm coming from. I'm not saying I don't agree with you. I just don't agree with you completely about some of the stuff that you said about Burrow. You know what I mean? That's just being honest, man. My opinion about quarterbacks is it has to be the system, man. If they go in the wrong system, they're not going to be successful. So that's my take.
It's one good season. That's it.
Excellent. I have a question for you. Do you think Joe Burrow's skill set can fit in Chan Gailey's offense?
It depends. He has multiple styles that he can run. It just depends, man. I mean, do we have the right players for that system, or don't we? I think we do because we have a lot of tall receivers. I think we could. The thing about when you go inside the hash is You're more susceptible if you're not accurate to getting the wide receivers hurt. So you have to have an accurate quarterback, and I do believe he's very accurate. So I think he could work out. Yeah, definitely. I think Chan could work out very good with Burrow or Tua. That's just my honest opinion.
Okay, when it comes to these rumors with Burrow, Herbert, or Tua, I like him because he has a consistency of constantly being in championship games and big moments. Burrow worries me a little bit because it's a one-year thing for him, and how can you trust him to be consistent throughout his career instead of one season and stuff
Well,
like
this
that?
is the way I'd answer that, man. In all honesty, this is just my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. You have to know what you're looking at. When you watch Burrow play, he just has it, man. I'm talking about this guy is relentless. He'll take on pressure and he'll make a play happen. He'll have guys wrapped around him, shake you off, and still make a play. Whether it's with his feet or at last second just extending a play and making something happen in the pass game. That's just Burrow's game. You'd have to go back and watch the film on the season and you'll see what I'm talking about. If you ever just watched an entire game of him playing, you'll see what I'm talking about. Burrow is he's a dog, man. He has it. He is a competitor, man. That guy comes out to compete. Nobody's taken that away from him since he's been on this win streak. Nobody's just gutted his heart out and made him quit. He just did not have quit in him all year.
Okay, guys, let iTest respond to all of that. Go ahead, iTest.
Go ahead, iTest.
Let me ask you, bro. What's up, Insanity? How are you?
How you doing, sir?
Yes.
Were you a Joe Burrow fan last year?
No, I was not.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, man. I didn't. Go ahead.
All right. Were you a Joe Burrow fan the year before?
No.
You didn't even know who he was, right?
No.
Okay, so you knew who Joe Burrow was this year after you saw him on whatever you were watching. You heard that, oh, LSU has this quarterback named Joe Burrow, and you were like, okay, I'm gonna watch him.
No.
Right?
No, I didn't know who he was. I'm a Texas fan, so I watched the Texas game, and I knew what Texas brought to the table. Texas is not a pushover team. Their record on defense, their record is not what they say they are. They're a very difficult team to play against, and they brought the kitchen sink to that dude. And I'm just saying, from that game on, I followed him every game, and he did not change from that game till he won the title. And I was on this stream, and I was clamoring for him, and that's the type of guy that I am. You know, because I'm not just a stats guy. It's just, for me, if you watch something and you see greatness and you see talent, it is what it is, man. It's undeniable. You know what I mean?
I got you, bro. All right, so you watched him this year, right? So 3 years ago, you didn't even know who he was. I knew who he was. I knew who he was 3 years ago because he was sitting behind Cardell Jones, the XFL quarterback at Ohio State. Couldn't even get on the field. Not Dwayne Haskins, not anybody special. You feel me? Cardell Jones. So now he transfers and he goes to LSU. And then that year, they were garbage. So garbage that they got rid of the offensive coordinator. Then they bought in Joe Brady. You feel me? All right. The year that you say you seen Joe Burrow explode onto the scene, let's look at what Joe Burrow had around him. He had the Biletnikoff winner. I bet you didn't know that. He had Justin Jefferson. He had a running game, and he had a defense that's probably going to put 3 people in the first round. Now, you strip all that away. Now you tell me who Joe Burrow is. A lot of people talk about systems, this and that. It's just a lot of terminology. At the end of the day, it's if you have players around you that could help you get to where you're trying to go. You take all those weapons away from Joe Burrow. He's the guy that couldn't start behind Cardell Jones. He's the guy that couldn't do anything at LSU the year before. But you give him a Biletnikoff winner, you give him Kason, you give him Christian Fulton, you give him a defense like that has Grant Delpit, and you give him Justin Jefferson, you give him that running game, you give him that, his O-line was the best O-line in the country. I'm talking about the man had every advantage. There was no weakness on that team. The measure of a quarterback is what you could do with the weaknesses around you. Russell Wilson had a defense when he first came into the NFL They stripped the defense away. They still competed. You had to see Russell Wilson. You feel me? That's a quarterback. When you strip everything away from him, can he still carry the team? Dan Marino never had a complete team around him, but we were always in the hunt. You had to see us. Why? Because Dan Marino is that guy. Joe Burrow is not that guy. I'm trying to tell you. Certain quarterbacks, you say system and that and the other. No, he had gangsters around him. Anybody could be good if everybody around me is balling. Tua has to be humble because he know it ain't him doing it. He has all these gangsters, 5 stars around him.
All right, hold up, guys. Hold up. Shout out to Vic for the $20 donation, TD. This donation is from all of your mod squad. Shout out to the mod squad. And I'm expecting a lot of you guys in here tonight to talk. But I test and Esteban. You know what, Mike, how do you respond to I test statement that Joe Burrow just isn't that dude? That's basically what he's saying.
Look, I'm probably not as well versed as some of you. To be honest, when it comes to college football, I'm not really a dedicated watcher. I learn what I learn about college through the draft process, and especially like towards the end of the season. Like I study up on the prospects. But simply put, what I know about Joe Burrow is that he is taking advantage of a stellar season where essentially his number one competition for the number one overall pick went down with a fractured hip. I think if we are to look at history, who is one quarterback that had a one-year start, had a really great season, and then the Dolphins drafted with the number 8 overall pick in 2012? All I'm saying is the whole 1 year, great season in college, we shouldn't read too much into it. I think it's a desperate play if you're really just going to put all your chips on a one-hit wonder.
Hold on 1 second. TD, I can hear you. Sorry,
I can hear TD too.
I don't know why I can't hear y'all. I'm gonna leave out and come back in.
Okay. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry about that.
But yeah, it's that simple. Like, I would not feel comfortable if the Dolphins had the number 1 pick and everyone was saying go Joe Burrow. I would be cringing because I wouldn't want us to make that same mistake. I want us to go with a proven college quarterback, someone like a Trevor Lawrence, who this is going to be his 2nd year starting. Next year will be his 3rd. Justin Fields, same thing. Like, go with someone who has had multiple seasons and multiple years of great quarterback play.
So I have a question.
With a high pick.
So I have a question. So
I got an answer.
Oh, I know you do, Esteban. How are you? Hey, Reason, how are you? Nice to see you tonight. You look kind of tired, but
I literally woke up 27 minutes ago.
The reason.
And I just got a correction. This ain't no beef. This is just a correction. It wasn't Cardell Jones. It was JT Barrett.
Come on, Reason. Really?
That's who he was behind. It was JT Barrett.
Well, we know.
And that makes it better. And that makes it. JT Barrett was a converted receiver. That makes it worse.
All right, I got an answer. Because I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna back up.
Hold up.
He just had a string of bad luck at Ohio State because Barrett was starting, and then when everyone knew Barrett was leaving, Burrow got the hand injury, and then with the hand injury, Haskins took the lead in the role, and he knew that he wasn't going to beat Haskins now, and so he dipped. So it was just a string of bad luck. I mean, I'm not gonna hold that against him, but I mean, I have come on here and said there's numerous things you can look at when you break down the film. His throws on intermediate levels outside the numbers are not very good, man. I said this yesterday. He's 21 of 43 for 333 yards, 5 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in 2019 on intermediate throws outside the numbers. That's not very good, man. So, and another scary thing, if you want to look at one-hit wonders, I tell people this before, but people don't look at it. Go look at the list of people who have thrown 50 or more touchdowns in a college season, and it's not that good. So, but I mean, the reason why you can't really knock on his production is because they legitimately brought an NFL playbook and an NFL system in. And, at the same token, as much as he succeeded into it, it's going to be a lot harder for college kids who are not ever going to make it to the big time, who are now seeing NFL playbooks thrown at them offensively. They're going to get torched. So it was a perfect storm for Joe Burrow this year.
Okay, Esteban, go ahead. You have something to say, Esteban?
All right, yeah. My only thing is, I just won't back off the Burrow not being legitimate case in my mind because of what I saw. I know we had talked about how these guys dealt under pressure. Look, I'm coming from the perspective of a Dolphin fan. If neither one of these guys quarterbacks the Dolphins, I don't care. I'm just talking about from what I saw. And some of the debates we had on previous streams, some of the stuff we talked about was like Tua dealing with pressure. Yeah. And I mentioned how one of the things that stood up to me about Burrow is there was times where he didn't have good protection and he dealt well with pressure. He made something happen. And this is all that I'm saying. That's where I'm going to leave it, man, because we can go. Like I test you, you're gonna state your opinion. I'm gonna state my opinion, and we can go all night. I'm not really here for that, man. I'm not. Look, if I'm wrong, I'll eat my words later on, man. I promise you, man. I'm that type of guy, man. I'm a stand-up dude. But I do come from a perspective that I am a Dolphins fan, and from some of the stuff that we talked about earlier, I would say if you're at the point where you don't want to draft Tua, which has already been brought up, and we have people saying here that they wouldn't take Burrow. If we're at 5, you know what I mean? You got to, if you have that mentality, at some point you have to take quarterback at some point. If you can, at 5, if you can take Love, why not? Why not?
So
at what pick?
Like I agree. Like the thing is, Love or Herbert aren't worth 5. That's my only issue. But at the same time, people have made a good point. You know, who's going to make there? And if you're that locked in and he's your guy, go for him, I guess. Whatever. If you got to do that, go ahead, I guess. But when we go back to Burrow for a sec, you know, like I've gotten my write up here. Like when you break down his film, man, like he's taken 69 sacks in 2 years as a starter at LSU. And you know, a lot of those sacks, when you watch the film, they're on him. He's standing there and he waits too long for plays to develop at times. Like, and it can actually be a serious issue, man. So he needs to, like, when you look at it, he's not even in the top 5 of release time in the nation, right? And yet Herbert's number 1, Fromm's number 2, and 2 is number 3 in release time, and Burrow's not even in the top 5. So he's definitely got to improve, I think, on making his decisions quicker, because they're not going to give you all that time to develop in the NFL. You're not going to get that, man. And those 69 sacks could wind up being 89 or 90 in 2 seasons if you do that, man. So you got to work on that big time. That's why I say, you know, there's our thing. Every quarterback, man, no matter who you are, like even Lawrence, you're going to have stuff to work on. Like you saw Lawrence when he's getting pressure in the national championship, his body was dipping forward, and that's where the ball was sailing high on him. You saw him get a little bit panicky because for the first time in high school and college, he was having serious pressure, and you saw his mechanics suffer. So even a guy like that, who I think is the best quarterback in the nation, he's going to have to work. Every prospect, you got something to work on when you come out.
I have a question for Esteban. Okay.
Yeah.
So you just said you would take Love at 5, correct?
Right.
Why would you? No, as die test, like chill. Why would you take a guy who's not going to start for you and who's not able to start for you that high? Like I'm just trying to get. Your reason.
Here's my reason. Would you take him at 18? Isn't that our second pick's at 18, right?
Would I take him at 18?
Yeah.
No, I've been very the quarterbacks in this draft.
Well, if you go by most mock drafts and even if you do your own mock draft, a majority of the time Love will be gone by that pick. Okay, so this is the thing. If you would take him at 18, because I would. Okay. If you would take him at 18 and you believe in him and you believe he'd be successful, then just take him at 5 and keep all your first round picks. You know what I mean? That's the way that I see it, because of the fact that we need a quarterback and you can't gamble on that position anymore. Not for us. I mean, I just don't feel we have the opportunity to get a quarterback in the following draft. So that's why that's my reason for
I'd like to respond.
Just taking them at 5.
Okay, of course, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I get the whole idea of, you know, better safe than sorry, but look. Everyone got outraged last year with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones to the New York Giants. I mean, everyone was saying everything about him. Like, how did he go in the first round? But hey, Gettleman is known for making moves like that, and I feel like Daniel Jones showed up. He proved that he could be a starter in the NFL. I wouldn't say that we're in the same position as the New York Giants, but also we have to factor in how our front office's workflow is, and kind of base our thought process of how we're going to draft on Chris Grier's track record. And so far what he's shown is that he is 100%. If the person that the Dolphins really, really want isn't there, they're going to go best player available. And Jordan Love is definitely not in the first round, I think, on their big board.
I'll be honest, I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think what they're going to do is trade up to 3 and take Tua. That's what I think they're going to do.
And I know you guys aren't in the chat or whatever, but TD dropped that leak, I guess you can call it a leak, or that info from his source inside the organization. And it was about a month ago, and their basic take was, apparently this person's like pretty connected in there. So their whole take was, they would be fine with Tua falling to them at 5. They really like Love, but they don't want Love at 5. But at the same token, they are worried. They want to trade back if they're getting Love. But at the same token, they said that they're worried if they trade back, he won't be there.
Gotcha.
Message.
I also just don't think we're desperate this year for a quarterback. Honestly, like we found Ryan Fitzpatrick. Brian Flores is going with it. He's going into his second year as a head coach. He, if it isn't broken right now, don't fix it. Now, do not take that super to heart. What I'm saying is that we have something that we can build on. And Ryan Fitzpatrick would be a great bridge quarterback. I'm saying we are definitely not desperate. We have at least another draft, possibly even 2 more to really just go all in on a first round QB. But hey, if we want to grab Love at like 26 or 18 and the Dolphins really did their research and I trust Chris Grier, then I wouldn't be opposed to that pick.
Well, from what he was told, Love is the guy that they have researched the most since that 2018 season at Utah where he blew up the world. So that's what the source told him, that's the one they've been researching the most.
Right on. I just want to add a little to Finsanity when you asked me why take Love at 5. I mean, there's multiple reasons, and it just comes to you. It don't always come to you at once, but I just look at the big picture, and when you have weapons around him and you have protection for a guy, I think even Rosen's going to do good. You know what I mean? With our system, if we have a system, if we build a system, I believe that either of those guys could help us out.
I have a question. So say, just wild case scenario, Dolphins get Jordan Love. When is he ready to go? Realistically, when is he ready to go?
He's going to take a year or two. He's going to take
at least 2 years.
A year or two. So you're telling me that
not
we would
this
be
season, next season.
So we would have 1 more year of Fitz, and then Jordan Love would come in and be ready to go.
You're gonna see. Like I think a lot of people are really falling susceptible to the Mahomes comps based off the fact that he's gonna have to sit behind a guy like how Mahomes sat. Like I'm not comfortable in making that comp because that is ridiculous and that is so much pressure. And I'm not going to sit here and say that. I didn't see Mahomes last season, but I saw Mahomes, I guess, in Jordan Love in 2018, but I didn't see it last season. I mean, we're talking earlier, about first read offenses. Last year he suffered. He had 17 picks and 12 or 13 of them came off because he wouldn't come off his first read because, he came out of that Matt Wells offense in 2018. That was a first read based offense. And last year he lost all his returning offensive linemen. He had a fresh new offensive line. He lost Darwin Thompson in the backfield, who went to the Kansas City Chiefs. He lost all his receivers. He had a fresh new receivers, and he had a new head coach with a new offense that was not first read based, was way more complicated, and almost in a sense basically forced you most of the time to come off your first read because of the weapons he had at his disposal. So it's just a guy who needs to be coached up and have stuff put around him a little bit. Honestly, all he needs to work on is a little bit of his footwork and that whole first read issue. You got to teach him to become a better decision maker, and that's through teaching him to come off the first read, break that habit, and you're going to have something.
Okay, I have one more college quarterback question, then we're going to jump into free agency. They're saying that Jacob Eason has the strongest arm, correct?
I've been saying that for like months on this.
Okay.
Everyone sleeps on that arm.
What are his biggest flaws?
Pressure. When the pressure comes, he's very panicky, and the decision making is very, very atrocious at times, especially over the middle. When you get to the middle and the deep stuff, the decision making is very bad. He's a guy that when you see under pressure, it's like Dwayne Haskins. When you watch Dwayne Haskins, yeah, he threw 50 touchdowns last year, but when you saw pressure come against Dwayne Haskins, he was a nightmare. And it's the same thing with Eason. Like, it's crazy when he's got a lot of pressure. I compare him. I tell everyone he's a more polished Josh Rosen. He's more accurate. But the problem you see is when the pressure comes, it's a big red flag.
Eye test.
I heard everything everybody said. Jacob Eason, Justin Herbert, every quarterback that you named, but nobody said Jalen Hurts. So now, I'm not gonna sit here and beat the drum for Jalen Hurts, like why I think he should be a quarterback somebody should take a look at, because for some reason, his stats, his college career, the fact that he's done it at 2 different programs, the fact that he is a true dual threat quarterback, and the fact that that's the wave of the NFL. You know that's where the NFL is going. Everything gets bigger, faster, stronger. You think standing there in the backfield like a statue is going to be something you could do in the next 5 years with defensive linemen running 4.5s and 4.6s? Defensive linemen, look at the 49er D-line. Everybody is for something. This is what NFL is, a copycat league. Once they see something work for one team, this is what everybody's doing. Now you're going to see a ratchet up in defensive pressure on quarterbacks. Tom Brady, those statue quarterbacks, that's over. It's over. I'm telling you. So you need to find you somebody that can not only throw the ball, but can protect himself and extend the pocket, extend time. Now, y'all going to tell me that Jalen Hurts is not a pocket passer. He's not this, but he's a winner. What is wrong with winning? Why does everybody take winning and just throw it out the window? He started at Alabama, a premier program, and balled. He took them to the national championship 2 times. Your boy Tua never done it yet. He still hasn't taken Alabama to the national championship.
Tua won it though. That's the difference. Tua won it.
But who took him there?
I don't want Tyrod.
Exactly.
I don't want Tyrod Taylor, so I'm good.
Tyrod Taylor, blah, blah, blah. You just over here. You know what? I'm gonna leave it alone.
No, he's got bad
somebody.
Hold up.
I was talking. I let you talk, bro.
He's got below.
I let you talk.
I test. I like Jalen Hurts. Believe me, I've watched Oklahoma a lot this year because I was very interested in seeing what he was going to do. My biggest takeaway from Jalen Hurts was when he didn't have CeeDee Lamb on that field, he was a completely different guy, and the numbers dropped off substantially. I have no problem with his athleticism, his ability to win, because he brought Baylor back, but he had to bring Baylor back with his legs solely. I don't know how we say he's going to be able to do that and how that's going to translate 100% to the NFL. But I get what you're saying. He is a guy that, you know what, will lay it on the line and all that. But if we do need a throw from the pocket and we're in that situation where we can't rely on his legs, is he going to be able to do it? I think that's what the fan base is getting at. We get it, and no one is, trying to belittle that what he has done, because he has done a lot. But the truth of the fact is that he lost the job to Tua because he could not throw the ball as well. And they tried to give him that, I think, the year after, like where they started to, and they had him sit behind him. And then he was like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to win this. So let me go to another program where it's more favorable to my assets, into my skill set. And that's why he landed at Oklahoma. So no one, is trying to bash Hurts. But when they say the comp to the other talent that's in this draft class. It's just he's not 100% there. His winning, we cannot debate that. He will go out there and give his all, and if he has to make that play, I think he came in for Tua one game and led him to a win. So we can't, apples and oranges. But when you say you need a guy to throw that ball and make that pass, we're just saying right now he has not shown the ability to do that consistently. And I saw that exponentially once CeeDee Lamb got injured. That's all I'm saying.
You saw it in the tape of the first Baylor game, and you saw it in the tape of the TCU game. I mean, there's no denying this guy has elite athleticism and elite legs. The problem is when you get to the arm, at best he's got an adequate arm. If you watch his deep throws, the ball floats on him at times, and that's because he doesn't have a ton of zip on the ball. Like when you look at his anticipation, you'll see a lot of examples of below average anticipation. And, I like his athleticism, but you run into a guy who he'll leave clean pockets because he'll just depend on his athleticism to make something happen instead of sitting there with a clean pocket and shredding them up. And, I don't knock the guy because, he's got a better pressure grade than Justin Herbert. I'm not going to knock the guy. But, and I've been saying all season, one thing no one talks about is CeeDee Lamb constantly bailed him out. You go look in that championship game, I can name 2 plays off the top of my head. The slant route in the end zone where he threw it behind CeeDee Lamb, and then he had about a 15-yard post. Again, he threw it behind CeeDee Lamb, who was wide open over the middle. So I'm not going to, my problem is, I'm telling you right now, Fromm may be least physically, the most least physically gifted in this draft, but that guy's intangibles, he'll go higher than Hurts. And it's not a knock. I'm telling you, if you want to see Hurts succeed, if you want to see Hurts become something, that guy, if he goes and backs up Lamar Jackson, that's your ideal situation. And that's the ideal way to get coached up. And you may see something from him. But from right now, man, I'm so sorry. I see Tyrod Taylor. I don't see, and it's the arm. But when you talk about, you take away that arm, everything he does on the ground, it's elite. And I won't take that away from him at all.
Right now, going into the league, I see him going in as a backup. I think a very good backup. I like his athleticism, but I think he's a 50-50 guy. And what I mean by that is he's so athletic that at times he looks great, but at times if he doesn't read pressure right, he goes right into the pressure and takes sacks. But I think he's good. I don't think he's going to be a starter. That's just my opinion of him. And he's kind of short. I think he's like 6'1". Eason's 6'6". Herbert 6'6", Love's like 6'4". These guys are probably going to go higher just because of their size, and I think that's why his draft stock is probably going to fall. And he didn't do very good in the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, he was actually graded out.
I like him. I wouldn't mind the Dolphins getting him. I would just draft him late. I would address your O-line and all the other.
That's what I'm saying. Here's the perfect part about everything I'm saying. You can sneak him in the second round. You feel me? You could do everything you got to do in the first round. But be a smart team. Be a team that says, you know what? Nobody peeping. Let me get that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it worked. But what do you have to lose? Don't throw a first-round pick at a guy like Jordan Love or someone who you think might be good. You feel me? Take quality in the first round and take a risk in the second round, and the risk might work. You feel me? There's something to be said about being a winner. I understand stats, I understand comparables, I understand anticipation, this, that, bro. I played ball. So let me tell you, something about being a winner is when it's on the line, for the stats, everything, that goes out the window. The Heisman, all that goes out the window. What you do when you on that field and it's time to do it. And for me, I'm not going to say as a passer this, that, but I like the fact that when you look at his record, compare his college career. Do some homework. Compare his college career with all the quarterbacks that you named. Look at their win-loss record. Look at their yards. Look at their passing rating. Look at their passing. Look at the total package. And if you look at the total package, you're getting someone who's been through it all. Basically, man, the man, he did 4 years in college. Nobody even does that anymore. He has a lot of experience. Experience is valuable. You've seen a lot. You feel me? When you're in the field a lot, it slows down for you. The more times you've been in the field, the better your reaction is. 1 year starters in college go to the NFL and they're like, what the hell is this? It's too fast.
Hold on one second, guys. Sorry.
All right.
Shout out to Derek Huggins for the $5 donation. He says, hey, what's up, everyone? I hope y'all are having a great night. I'm enjoying everyone's take. Go ahead, I-Test. You can finish. I'm sorry about that.
Nah, you good. I mean,
see, I actually agree with you. I agree with you.
I'm about winners, bro. I'm about quality.
That's why I don't want Herbert.
No problem. I'm not even looking at quarterbacks this season. I already said I'm stockpiling, bro. I'm gonna have us looking like the Hurricanes, bro.
I think you're right. I've talked about this before. I think you're right, man. And I think that's one of the reasons that scares me off Herbert is I believe in what you're saying, and I call it a winner's DNA. Some people have that winner's DNA. It's in their blood, and I don't disagree with you at all. I don't think Herbert has that, and that's one of the reasons that scares me off of him. But I think Love is going to be there in the third and the fourth, and I would, if you're going to take him in the third or fourth, I don't care. Go ahead.
Sneak a quarterback late, first round, get quality, get Derek Brown. You feel me? You can get AJ Espinoza, Derek Brown, and DeAndre Swift all in the first round. Nobody a bat an eye, but you'll have 3 gangsters on your on your team in the first round. Now in the second round, you can experiment. You can do whatever you want. I thought that's what the Dolphins did. I thought they grabbed all these draft capital so that they could bounce around and do what they want. But if you're telling me you went the whole season, had us looking like this just to be trading back, just to be playing these games, we got money. Stop. I don't want to say the word, but stop acting like that. You feel me? Like, it's time to you know what I'm saying? Like, God, like, let your nuts hang, bro. Like, we got bread, yo. Let's start doing something. Let's start being aggressive. I'm tired of being them Dolphins that everybody just laughs at, yo. Y'all need to start being aggressive. Y'all need to start thinking outside the box. You've been thinking inside the box forever. You always want to get O-linemen, and then you trade your O-linemen away. You'll get an O-lineman 2 years ago, and you'll trade them away for another first-round pick just to go get another O-lineman. Yeah, y'all stuck in purgatory, yo.
That's a good point.
Do you not think that there is a quarterback worth taking in the first round this year, I-Test? I'm just curious.
Hell no.
Okay, so because this is my thing, because I don't love ain't going outside the first round, man. If you're going to go into the second round and get a quarterback, you're talking decent, man. That's just my opinion. There's some decent quarterbacks.
He might be. I'm hearing him at the bottom of the first.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, man. I don't think he's gonna last that long.
Let's look at the last 20 years. What quarterbacks really came in and did something? Out of all these quarterbacks that came in, Andrew Luck, people kind of downplay Matt Ryan, but he's a good starting quarterback. Who else came in and did something substantial and had a good career? Cam Newton. You feel me? Like, these quarterbacks, it's tough, bro. It's something, you got to have something special. And every quarterback I named, Cam Newton, Andrew Luck, they have something special about them. I don't see nothing special in all these quarterbacks. The only special thing I've seen in some of these quarterbacks that came out, I was late to the party on Patrick Mahomes. I'm not afraid to admit that. But Carson Wentz is a good quarterback. Like, that's the best thing I've seen come out. And if he could stay healthy, you see the specialness in him. I haven't seen nothing special. So what the NFL does, they're a business. So what they're going to do is, even if they're not special, they're going to pump them up like they're special, because basically it's a product. You have to consume it. So I have to make sure that my product, even though it's not substantial, because 2 years ago, they did the same thing with Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, and your boy Josh Allen. And they're mediocre at best. Not even mediocre. Sam Darnold, I said that he was garbage. I said that Josh Allen is just all he does is throw the ball hard. Throw the ball hard, boy. And he could do that, but put it on a dime, he can't. They will never win. That's why Miami has a leg up. Because they're stuck with those two for another, 3 years before they have to eat it. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to have to eat it. So right now, get a leg up on them while the Patriots are on the downturn. You could take over the division in 2 years with a smart move. Build your team up, and then next year go get Trevor Lawrence, and let's rock, bro. Let's go.
I don't think we're gonna. I would sell my kidney for Trevor Lawrence, but I don't think we're gonna be bad enough to get him. And I think whoever's going to be one, man, that's the type of guy where it's the Luck Manning situation. Unless you got like Russell Wilson or Mahomes, I could see the majority of teams moving off whoever they have back there for Trevor Lawrence.
Don't we have 2 firsts next year?
Yeah, but Houston's going to be from Houston. Houston made the playoffs this year. They should be projected to be a good team next year in that division.
What I'm saying is, even if we go 8-8 next year, 6 whatever at best, right? We're still picking at a decent rate. We could package those 2 number 1 picks and go get our quarterback. That's the maneuverability you have in the draft with. What you mean you're going to need more?
You're going to probably need some more. Like, I just look at this as an example, perfect example. So the Chiefs were 27, right? And they moved up to 10 to get Mahomes. They had to give up the 27th. I believe it was a second. It might have been a third. It was a second, I think. And then another first just to move up from 17 to 10. So right now, man, the thing is right now, if you look at what's going on with Detroit right now, Detroit's basically trying to gouge us, man. Like, I'm hearing they're asking for at least 3 first rounders for us to move up to 3 from 5, and it's going to be the same thing with Lawrence. Everyone's going to know we're going to want Lawrence, and they're going to gouge us, man. And you know what the problem is, I-Test? You got a team that's Chicago who made that trade that they made for Trubisky to go up 1 spot, and they were giving up first-round picks to move up 1 spot. Like, you got teams like that, idiot GMs, that are setting the precedent that screw the rest of us that want to be reasonable when we move up.
So be the smart GM. This year, let them get the trash. Because if they get their first-round picks this year, they're stuck with them almost. They can't do that Josh Rosen thing. They can't get a first-round pick this year and then next year, because there are not many teams who are quarterback-starved like us. You feel me? If you really look at it, everybody basically got their young gun ready to go. It's only a few of us left behind. You feel me? So let them take everybody. And next year, when they got their quarterback, you got the capital, and you probably have a high pick. You package that, and you get Lawrence.
So you want us to get Jalen Hurts this year. You want us to sneak Jalen Hurts in the back doorway this year, and then get Trevor Lawrence next year. Is that what you're saying? I'm just asking.
Yeah. Stockpile picks. Get Jalen Hurts. Put him right there. See what happens with him. You have Josh Rosen. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a bridge. He's just here to mentor the young ones and get him out of there. Now you have a Jalen Hurts, you have a pocket passer and a dual threat quarterback, and then you could bring in the gangster. You feel me? You could bring in Trevor Lawrence. You got a stable. Now you got trade assets. Oh, you want Jalen Hurts? You want Josh Rosen? Here, give me a 3rd round, give me a 2nd round, or give me a 4th round. You feel me? Once you get Jalen Hurts, once you get Trevor Lawrence. But this is you gotta be like slick with it. You feel me? You gotta be able to move around and do stuff people not expecting you to do. I could do it. You feel me? I'll sit in the office and laugh at them. You feel me?
So I have a question. So you get Jalen Hurts and then you get Trevor Lawrence next year. Are you using Jalen Hurts in a Taysom Hill situation? And then if you do that, who are you moving off of on our slot? Because I like to see like your grand picture of things and how you're moving chess pieces. Like, because I see that you're like playing this like chess. So like now I'm trying to see where's everything getting moved on the chessboard. So now you're going to use Jalen Hurts as like a Taysom Hill type guy?
Exactly. You could use him. He'll be your wildcat quarterback / receiver. You could do all kind of things with Jalen Hurts. You feel me? And they have to respect the fact that he has an adequate arm. It may not be elite, but all right, put everybody in the box. He'll throw the Gesicki. You feel me? Move him out and the run a reverse back shoulder throw to him. What I would do with that guy, is unimaginable. You feel me? And that's where the college game is getting translated to the NFL. The people who are one up on everybody right now are the Ravens and in Arizona. They know where it's going, so they're one up on it right now. They're gonna master the craft, and by the time everybody else catches up, they will already be one up on everybody. Let's be one of those teams. We got a young team. The 49ers are going to be there. The Dolphins, if they do it right, they're going to be there. You feel me? Start building young nucleus.
I don't mind your scenario. My only thing is you have to have something to go along with it, man. And I feel that you got to have your trenches. You got to have a run game, because your run game is going to help out your defense. If you run the ball, your defense stays off the field. That's our problem this year. I just feel that is a good way to attack from that standpoint, but I still feel that you have to address the trenches because we're horrible, man. That's my only thing. Is I don't agree with what you're saying. You know,
my first three picks is Derek Brown, AJ Espinoza, and DeAndre Swift. If you look at DeAndre Swift film, yo,
yeah,
I'm telling you, you're gonna see him in the Pro Bowl. DeAndre Swift is the ultimate weapon.
Behind what O-line, dude?
Okay, now second, you remember how everybody was like, Andrew Thomas and everybody gonna go top 5. Look how fast they drop.
No, they're going in the first round. All of your round picks were not O-lines. So we're going into the second round.
I could take AJ Espinoza out and put a what's the name in there. Now I got Derek Brown, Andrew Thomas, and DeAndre Swift. That's still feasible.
I like DeAndre Swift, but here's the thing, and I was talking about it in the last stream I was on. Like, we need to not overvalue the running back position, because really what this Dolphins team needs is all around help. And if we're going to be smart, we're going to work smarter, not harder. We can totally get by just having a good running back behind a great O-line. Not an elite running back, a good running back.
Yeah, you could take
If you want an example, look at Kansas City Chiefs, Damian Williams and that O-line.
Man, you could get Clyde's Edward-Helaire in like the 3rd or the 4th. Then, I mean, that's
Jonathan
a guy who's
Taylor,
going to make a difference.
Cam, what's his name? That guy.
Cam Akers.
Jonathan something. There's some good depth. There's
Look,
some
man,
good running
if we
backs.
build the O-line, Balaj, from what you're saying, Balaj, I think can be just as good as those guys behind a decent O-line. I just come from the perspective that I want a downhill running quarterback, a running back like Ricky, somebody with some size that's going to run you over.
That's
you can take somebody.
Dillon. There's some there's
that's AJ Dillon. That's
AJ Dillon's the biggest one.
Against the box too. Like AJ Dillon, when you look at his numbers against stacked boxes are absolutely ludicrous.
Look, Finsanity, I'm okay with taking AJ Dillon in the 3rd round this year, and next year we could still get Najee. I know you like Najee. We could still get him next year. If we build an O-line, you could still go get another running back and have a dual threat at running back. I'm just tired of these running backs that come in and dance around. I want somebody that's going to run you over. That's my edge.
I have a question. Why is Hubbard not getting as much love as all these Hubbard from? I think was he from Oregon State or something like that?
He doesn't come out till the next.
He comes out next year.
Yeah.
I thought he was available. He's staying.
No. Yeah. So next year you're gonna have quite a few running backs.
Yeah,
with
next year's
Najee. I think Najee is going to be like one of the 4th best running back coming out of next year's draft, but he's probably going to go higher because Bama's going to give him the ball.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's why he went back. I think
he's probably going to be a 1st rounder next year.
And you know Chuba Hubbard's a Canadian boy, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a big boy. He's going to be good, man. He's going to be good.
I just wish he was in a better program.
Yeah, I agree.
All that talent. He belongs in the SEC.
I wish Herbert was in a better program so I could make a better judgment on him as a quarterback, because at the end of the day, that Oregon offense is not ideal for a guy with his skill set. So
I agree with what iTest was saying earlier about because we did a mock draft. I don't know if you watched that stream, iTest, and me and Finsanity chose Derek Brown. My thing was, because we're already talking about contracts with our tackles, I was just looking towards the future and getting a guy cheap, because eventually you're going to have to wing somebody off. So I wouldn't mind going tackle, especially with, you have, you got Ian talking about like our scheme being a 3. Why not?
Man, don't listen to Ian, man. Don't listen to him.
He does mention that, but that's not why I chose Derek Brown. I just, what I mean? I was thinking about down the road, we're going to have to give contracts, what I mean? Just being smart about it. But I wouldn't mind Derek Brown at all, or Kinlaw from South Carolina.
Javon Kinlaw's that dude, bro.
Yo, hey, I love him, but we can't. We will not be there to get him. If we could get him, I would love it, but I wouldn't get him at number 5 because Derek Brown was the best defensive tackle in the country. And I have a question: do anybody know who Tyler Biadasz is?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Where is Tyler Biadasz going?
He's definitely
Like what?
falling. Yeah. Late second round.
All right. Now listen to my strategy.
What his buddy did.
All right. Listen to my strategy. All right. You get Derek Brown, you get AJ Espinoza, and you get DeAndre Swift. Now the second round, you get Tyler Biadasz. Now look at our line.
I don't know if he falling to the second. I think he late first.
He's falling.
We signed Thuney.
He's falling.
Tyler Biadasz.
I think he's falling, bro.
Tyler Biadasz is going to be there right now as it stands. Tyler Biadasz is going to. The only center coming out in the second round is going to be Cesar Ruiz. It's not going to be Tyler Biadasz.
There's a lot of centers. You got Cushenberry, Ruiz.
No.
And that's the other one. Cushenberry from LSU is massive.
Right. But Tyler Biadasz was the best O lineman in the country. He won the best O lineman in the country award. And what I've done is every year I look at who won those awards and what they've done in the pros. And if you look at that award, everybody who's won that award is an all pro when they get to the NFL. That's why I hold stock in stuff like the Biletnikoff winners. You feel me? The worst Biletnikoff winner was your boy from Jacksonville, the one that played and he washed out the league. I forgot his name. But your boy Washington that plays for Pittsburgh, he was a Biletnikoff winner, and he just starting to show his worth this year. It's something about those people who win those awards in college. Go look back at those awards, like the best quarterback, the John Thorpe winner, because Mika was a John Thorpe winner, and you got rid of him. John Thorpe winners are all pros. You don't get rid of all pros. Tyler Biadasz is the best O lineman in the country. The last one was the guy that plays for Indianapolis, the guard.
Quentin Nelson.
Quentin Nelson. That's the caliber person Tyler Biadasz is. You got to agree, man. Him.
We were drafting him in the first round a couple months ago, but everyone's falling in love with Cesar Ruiz. That's why I've said you can sit on Biadasz and you can get that guy in the third, and you might have the steal of the draft.
I think he's falling. He's falling right now. He won't be in the first round.
You want to know something that's funny? Everyone that jumped on me when we did our first mock draft, everyone who they picked are falling. The people whose name I said are either rising or staying consistent where they were. I'm just side note.
Ain't nobody want to hear that side note.
Pinsanity, we talking about, man. We went for
the same dude. At the bottom, we was killing it, man. But you know,
only person be wrong on this show is EM, man.
EM is not wrong. EM is just
incorrect. I guess a better word.
I didn't vote for Andrew Thomas at 5, so
I did.
Come on. Yeah, you did. Ball game was beating the table.
I still vote for it.
Man, I'm telling you, Tristan Wirfs, bro. Everyone sleeps on the Wirfs. That's the guy who consistently stayed there, man, at the top of everyone's list. Wirfs has still stayed hovering there at the 2, the 3, or even the 1 spot now. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
All right. Here's what's messed up about everything that we're doing. Let's say you see how we're doing this, and we're just people on the outside. And we're picking good players. We're thinking logically. We're putting good people in position. What happens when the Dolphins pick these outlandish picks and you're sitting there like, what?
Yeah.
Then what are you going to say?
That's what I'm used to, but I'm hoping it's not going to happen.
You know what's going to happen, Test? The problem is you, Esteban, Finsanity, Mike, TD, EM, if people don't want to believe it, me, whatever. We're dropping information, we're dropping our knowledge, we're trying to educate people. So at the end of the day, we're educating people on where people should be taken, if you want to call it a grade of talent, whatever, but we're giving people an idea of where these guys should be in the draft or et cetera, et cetera. So the problem is you're going to get a riot because we all know where these people should be going. And if we see guys that should be going in the second or third up in the middle of the first, there's probably going to be an issue. Because people are getting educated in this period right now more than I've ever seen. Dolphins fans are getting educated because of the capital we have. So I think you're going to have a lot more in tune fans this year than we have in past drafts. And if you start reaching in the first, you're going to get called out, man.
I want to elaborate on that reason, if y'all will allow me the moment. I'm sorry I ain't been too involved. I'm a little fatigued tonight. I'm going to be honest with y'all. So I'm trying to listen and gather some information from y'all, but I want to elaborate on what Reason said, because I want those who are watching to understand when we do these moments, y'all have to understand. The people that's on TD Fans Talk that be talking, you can't just discount what they're saying because they're not a scout. You can't discount the things that they're saying because they're not in the organization wholeheartedly. I mean, like in there. Y'all got to understand, man. Think about what a scout's job is. His job is to go out and go find a prototype that the GM and the coach said that they're looking for. And that's their prototype. But that doesn't mean that we don't know football. We don't know philosophy football. We don't know what a good player looks like, the mechanics, X, Y, and Z. All this information is already out here. It's out here for any and everybody to have. And we're breaking it down over here. But for some reason, some people, they listen to moments like this. And it's like, okay, these guys are just rambling and talking. They talk just to talk it. But if you listen to Eye Test, you listen to Esteban, you listen to Mike from Sanity, Reason, myself and EM once a month. We be knowing what we talking about in a lot of cases, guys, and these debates all have merit on all sides. And that's why it's a debate. It's different philosophies of football. Flores has a philosophy of football. I have a philosophy of football. I'm happy that me and Flores' philosophy line up. But if I had a different philosophy of football than Flores, it doesn't mean Flores is more right to me. The only thing that makes him more right is that it's his team and he's going to run it his way. And time will tell if that philosophy is better. People can know this game if you study it. And that's the beauty about this channel. I got a whole bunch of guys that's on this show and gals that know this game. You don't think, I mean, y'all can hear it coming out of their mouth. I'm taking myself out of this equation. You don't think Reason knows what he's talking about? You don't think Test ain't spitting knowledge about what he's talking about? You don't think Esteban don't know what he talk about? Mike, Finsanity, even EM once every month. I mean, these guys know what they're talking about. And because y'all don't understand what we do all day, every day. We are chatting almost all day, every day in our personal chat groups and stuff like that about the teams. And it's all information. At least you have a channel where people are putting what they found out together, and we're trying to make conclusions and understand this game. We got to get out of this mindset of just letting the Dolphins do what they do and we cheer for them, and if they screwing it up, it's okay. Hopefully they get it right next year. Yeah. What we're doing on this channel is showing you why we're getting it wrong, why we made a good decision or a bad decision. And that's why I don't take it lightly, guys. This is prime information. We are diving into this team. We are diving into this team in depth. Some people that watch this channel say, man, I didn't even know football was this intricate until I listen to you guys talk about salary cap, talk about draft, talk about different things that we all didn't even, y'all don't understand how much I learn every day. And I thought I knew a lot. I learned just talking and listening to some of these guys. And some of these guys are way more versed than me on the college game. I mean, I can't even scratch the surface compared to what some of these. So you gotta be like, do you know this player? I'd be like, no, not me. Okay, all right, I'll check them out. I mean, these guys are going even deeper, man. I know this NFL game. I love it. That's why I study it. But the college game is something that I'm trying to study now, man. Y'all take advantage of this prime content because this is what we're delivering, man. And thank you, EM, man, for being right once a month, man. I just had to throw that out there closing. Go ahead, y'all. Y'all take it back over, man.
What do you guys think about this really low-key signing today with Michael Roberts from the Detroit Lions?
Good blocker.
Getting a tight end.
He was a good blocker, and I said on the stream, I think it was yesterday, we need to get a tight end that can blocks. I bet he's not going to move the needle, I don't think. Maybe he could, but I don't think he will. But he's a really good blocker.
So I was reading that. I was reading that. So apparently he was selected in the 4th round in 2017. He was in line to be traded to New England before a shoulder injury voided the agreement. Then he was then going to get signed by Green Bay. Yeah.
My bad, Mike. I saw that you texted me the update on him. We just did a video right before this stream all about it.
Apologies.
Now you're all good. You're all good. And I'm sorry to interrupt you guys again because y'all doing a wonderful job. I just got to give a special shout out to Elder Bruce Jones dropping the donations on the Cash app. I appreciate you, homie, for always showing love. And he hooked the family up with some tickets to have some fun. I ain't gonna tell y'all what it is, but he been hooking me up, man. Shout out to Elder Bruce Jones, y'all. Also, I want to give a special shout out to William Woodard for dropping the big donation on the PayPal today, man. That just came out of nowhere. I want to tell y'all what he said. William said, oh, y'all forgive me. He left a message with his donation today. He said, fans since 1971, I've seen it all. I think you are doing a great job. Keep it up, man. And that's not, even though he's talking to me, he's talking to all of us guys. We're doing an amazing job. We appreciate you, William, for supporting the channel. We love you, man. No doubt.
Mike disappeared, but to speak to his question, to me, it's about his same philosophy. We're going to bring in talent, and if you have an opportunity to compete for a spot on this roster and beat someone out, you can. No one's comfortable and no one's safe. So it's just in line with what he was doing like last year, just bringing in guys who no one wanted and just giving them one more chance. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we get somebody from the XFL at this point. No one knows where you're coming from with Flores and Greer and all these guys. But hey, listen, we could be the team like the replacements. Put a whole bunch of them, give them one last chance, and if it sparks, it sparks. If it doesn't, it doesn't, and we'll just keep moving on to the next year.
You know how many people I keep seeing say go get PJ Walker? It's like ridiculous. I'm like, oh my God. So it begins. So. It is what it is.
It's sad because I'm really watching the XFL.
Me too, Vincent.
They got some good rules, man. They got some good rules. I'm not gonna like it.
I like the format.
I think all the quarterbacks are trash, but
yeah, I agreed.
I just don't. I don't think they're gonna be able to compete directly with the NFL. I mean, I like the way the AAF was set up last year. Number one, we had a team here where I live. So that was cool. So I got to go to a lot of those games. It was awesome. But it was more like a farm league for the NFL. And I wish that's what the XFL was doing because you can't compete with the NFL. That just doesn't that. And then it's almost like that insult to injury because a lot of the cities that already have NFL teams are XFL teams. So I just don't understand the business model. But I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying whatever contracts their players have, I don't think they're going to be available to the NFL. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm kind of like, I mean, I'll watch it, but I just don't see how, Well,
look
the only thing about their contracts, are they going to be eligible at the end of the season to, sign in the NFL or?
Yeah, like they're going to be eligible. They actually have the NFL already has a timetable for all of that, bro. As soon as their season over, the NFL has a period where teams are allowed to speak to them to start having that conversation with them. Their competitive advantage in this market is the simple fact that it's more football as soon as the NFL is over. That's their competitive advantage right off top. And they're not in the meat of the NBA playoffs. Their season ends when the playoffs are rolling.
So they're not going to be held down by an XFL contract that says it's XFL only.
No, sir. When you finish the XFL up in April or May, whatever that is, when you finish that XFL, you're eligible to go into the league.
Oh, okay. I need to start watching these games.
Yeah, you can get ready. A team can sign you and bring you to camp.
Oh, EM has a question. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna ignore that one. Just because it's him.
I can't say it's not gonna last because I live in Canada and the CFL has been around for over 100 years. But I will say this: do you guys forget when they tried to go down to the U.S. and they absolutely bombed out, and a U.S. team even won the CFL championship? And I think the Las Vegas team won the CFL championship, if I remember correctly. And the franchise has lasted for 2 years.
I think this is gonna last, and the reason why I think this is gonna last because first off, the rules are unique, but the biggest reason. The biggest reason. The biggest reason it's gonna last is the fact that they're putting the money behind advertisement dollars. they're putting it out there. Not only are they putting it out there, it's perfect placement and timing, literally starting the weekend after the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That is huge. You got 10 weeks plus a playoffs, taking sports fans right into the NBA playoffs. And then when the NBA playoffs are over, the big three needs to make sure that they're aligned right after, going right into the NFL regular season. It's almost like they're just letting baseball be this long, extended thing in the background. So,
see, I see. The thing is, I just know because of like the Vince McMahon situation, they can't stay in the red for like 3 or 4 years because even WWE stock is starting to plummet a little bit right now. So he's losing money on the others on his other venture too right now. And remember, he sold a bunch of stocks of his WWE stocks to put up money for this too, right? So,
but it was a great investment because this one's in the green right now. If you
hope it works.
The ratings, see, this is what it does, guys. Let me teach y'all something about NFL structure, not you guys per se, but those who are watching. Leagues survive based off of ratings. If the ratings that they were projected to get, they are smashing them right now. So what that means, here's what that means, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, we killed our ratings. So if we got TV deals worth $1 billion this year, guess what? Next year we can ask for $1.5 billion. And when we get that $1.5 billion, now these players aren't making $50,000 a year. They're making $75,000 a year. And the year after that, now we're starting to offer contracts of $140,000. Then the year after that, if we keep growing, we're offering contracts of $300,000. When you get in that $300,000 range, now you're having players make decisions. Do I go to the NFL and maybe not make the roster, or do I just stay here and make this money with the XFL? And then as it continues to grow, now your top players are making what the NFL minimum is, but you're starting to infringe on that. You're starting to infringe because now you got players making decision. Do I take this $600,000 contract in the NFL and I'm not guaranteed to make the team, which I won't make that money if I don't make the team, or do I just go to the XFL and make the $600,000 a year guaranteed? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
now you're pulling talent
right?
from the it's all advertising.
The ratings, the more ratings you get, the more advertisements you're going to get.
Why you think the salary cap goes up every year for the NFL? See,
and
people think the salary cap just goes up. That depends on the people paying for commercials.
And LeBron was basically basing his deals around the TV agreements that were coming into play, right?
That's what they're talking about with these quarterbacks now, talking about 40 and 45 million. They're not talking about what they're worth right now. They're talking about what the TV deals should justify, but they don't know if that's going to be the case. You don't know those numbers until it's over. That's the scary part about that.
But it has to be big because they already projecting 45. So if they're projecting that, it's even more. You feel me?
It's not coming from the TV money, I test. They're not using. They're projecting with the TV money, but you know why they're projected so high? Because of the revenue split that they're going to get with the gambling money now.
Exactly.
The gambling money.
And now you got Vegas, you got an LA team in Vegas. Come on, it's going to be
the Dolphins
money.
got their hand. I mean, not the Dolphins, but the NFL got their hand in the gambling money now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So these contracts are about to get ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't really see the XFL contract really infringing on the NFL because it's going to be so high. Like the money's just going to kick up. They won't be able to compete.
But they can make their own staple in the market, though.
True. Yeah.
They will not. I don't think they will ever compete. Not unless there's a mutiny in the NFL of unhappiness and everybody just said we're taking our talent over.
But you know what it comes down to? It comes down to your product. Like, are you putting? Because we as Americans, we love football. Like, we will watch it over every sport. You know, that's why you have to have the NBA playoffs right after the NFL, playoffs and Super Bowl, because that's when we're so hungry for like another sport and another championship. But I think that's why you guys remember when they had quarterbacks, they made sure each team had a competent quarterback or like a known name quarterback so that people would want to watch. Like, so it's going to be very interesting because the guys who don't get drafted, like, do they stay locally? Because their fan bases, like if you're like in the Pac-12 and you go to that LA team and people know your name, people are going to be, drawn to come see you and see how you do and see how you compete. Now, I don't know where they have a player at in the SEC because I don't think they have a team down there, but I think that the closest one would be like Dallas and Houston and all of them. But like you have a team in New York, that's Big East country. You feel me? So they kind of smartly located these teams because these are coming from quarterbacks who don't have a shot in this world to come. I mean, like, how often did we mention a Big 12 quarterback? Like really, like Sam Ehlinger. If he goes to the Dallas Renegades, people are going to go see Sam Ehlinger.
Yeah. Hey, that's the whole reason I discovered Burrow was Sam Ehlinger. I tuned into that Texas game like Esteban to watch Sam Ehlinger, and I ended up watching Joe Burrow and being like, "Oh, this guy's for real right now."
Yeah, he had me cross-eyed, man. After a few beers, sitting there watching this guy, I was like, "Damn, that kid's good." And I was like, "You know what? The Dolphins could use that kid, man."
But that's a good idea. You're right, Insanity. Target the market. Target your market.
But let me tell you. Let me tell you what the XFL would have to do to get that staple, like get those better name quarterbacks that still aren't NFL starters, because why wouldn't the guy be a backup for $2 or $4 million in the league versus going to the XFL? We already know they're going to be in the league as a backup instead of going to XFL, right? But the XFL, if they were smart at some point, like take Josh Rosen, for instance, say that we do draft a Tua Tagovailoa and Tua ends up starting and Josh Rosen has relocated to an official backup, right? What the XFL needs to do is contact Josh Rosen and say, we want you to come be our quarterback. All we can pay you is $150,000 a year, but you know what? We want to go ahead and give you a 3% ownership stake in the XFL. They're going to have to make those big time sacrifices to bring certain guys to them because they don't have the money and the capital to pay them a salary such. So they're going to have to.
Doesn't Vince McMahon have a pretty big pocketbook?
It doesn't matter. You got to look at salary caps. He runs a corporation. Okay. You can't operate at a loss just because.
I got you.
Yeah.
You can't. Your board won't allow you to operate at a loss. People think billionaires can just, hey, he got the money. No, you got a corporation. You got a board of trustees. They will not let you operate at a loss. Matter of fact, they can vote you out of your own company to sell it if you're gonna intentionally operate at a loss.
You know what I heard this week, man, that benefits the XFL? These guys got to play their junior year in college to go to the NFL is not gonna. That's not going to be an XFL rule. If these guys want to go pro earlier, they can go to the XFL. I don't know if y'all heard that.
Go ahead, I test.
Hey, what you just said as far as how the college game, I ain't even think of that. When you said that, something clicked in my mind. You know how they're trying to ban the fact that college students can't promote themselves. All right. So now imagine a college kid with social media, because I'm in the market. Imagine a college kid with social media marketing himself, starting from college. You feel me? And let's say he has a good fan base, like Cincinnati said, and he doesn't get to go to the NFL, but he has an option at the XFL in his hometown. That college kid could be making the same amount of money, not big top dollar amount of money, but I'm talking like a few years from now. They could be siphoning players from the NFL right up under their nose. And you just said it. There is no, they won't have that age requirement or the year requirement that the NFL has. And some people, it's about football. I just want to play. You feel me? So if I can't play here, they're going to let Josh Rosen say, I want to play. I'll go play over there. And now you start siphoning good talent. I think, remember, Vince McMahon did this one time before and he failed. And he's doing it again. I doubt this time he didn't go over all the mistakes that he made the first time to make sure, like you said, it's a staple. So this could be, because remember, the NFL has been operating like a monopoly. This is the first real competition that they have. A few years from now, we're really going to see. If a mutiny happens, they finally have a tangible option to forget y'all. I'm going over here. Yo, you're something to watch, bro. I ain't even think about that.
Well, that's what the USFL started to turn into a little bit, right?
But they don't got Vince McMahon behind them. You feel me? Vince McMahon is
What running back? There was a whole 30. The guy who wore the glasses. That running back was it Dupree? Remember Dupree? And I forget why he was ineligible. That running back. It was Dupree. I'm pretty sure his last name was Dupree, and he was ineligible for some reason to go early because he had a falling out with Barry Switzer, and so he dipped and he went to the USFL, but he ended up and he signed the biggest contract in USFL history, but he ended up getting hurt. But he was a monster.
But
they had Donald Trump too, right? What?
Just the way they positioned it.
No, Bud Dupree's isn't that Bud Dupree's plays right now? Is he a linebacker?
Nah. He could have. Nah, he played for the Steelers.
Marcus Dupree. Somebody said
it might have been Marcus Dupree. Yeah, and he was an absolute tank. And he did basically that. He said, "Okay, well, I'm not eligible to go to the NFL right now, so screw you guys. I'll go to the USFL." And if he didn't get hurt, it could have popped.
But the way XFL is positioned, like TD said earlier, it's positioned in the way that you're going to see them. Like, nobody's been talking about the USFL really like that. It's only been 2 weeks and everybody's up in arms about the XFL. They're positioning themselves in a way that you're going to have to pay attention to them.
Listen, it's getting the buzz. I'll put it like this, man.
Yeah, it is. Because I don't watch it, and y'all talking about it. I'm like, what?
They should have got Kaepernick, man. They should have just ponied up a little extra money for Kaepernick.
They're gonna stick with their principles though, and again, it's not like that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. When you got a corporation, you can't just pony up money. Everything is a business model, and you have to stay within those guidelines. You start ponying up money, I'm telling you, you're going to be operating at a loss, and they can't afford to do any of that. And the board wouldn't even allow that. I mean, like I said, people think it's the owners that make the decisions. When you got a board of trustees, they will not allow you to make a bad decision. They vote on everything in that situation because Bud McMahon owns the whole thing. And the NFL, you got individual franchises where you could do things like that, make decisions on your own because it's your baby. But I'm telling y'all, man, this XFL, whenever I look at the ratings, I was in the playoffs looking at the first and second round, and I'm looking at highlights of Tennessee versus the Patriots, and you got like 300,000 views. XFL first weekend, first game, 2 million views, 3 million views just from highlights.
It was 3.7 million, I think they did for the
Yeah, just from the highlights. I'm talking about YouTube highlight reels.
No, I'm talking about the game. The game itself, I'm pretty sure it did 3.7 million.
But
the very
Fox,
first game.
So Fox promoted it really well, and
he situated that right because he cut the deal for SmackDown. One of his wrestling products to move to Fox, and he put in the fine print basically that. Also, the XFL is going to be carried on Fox. That was like a $3 billion deal. Like that was
and Fox is benefiting from that without knowing what the outcome would have been. Now, next year, Fox is going to say, "Yeah, we'll give you more money now."
Yeah, they're going to push
give you more money now because the ESPN over there saying, "Hey, we want a piece of this now."
Exactly.
That's how it works.
That extra point thing is brilliant. The 1, 2, 3 point, the 2, 1, 2, 3 point. I like that's a brilliant thing, man.
The only thing is to kind of get recognition. No, you're good. They got to get player recognition better.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only thing they have to do. Get bond.
I like Vincenti's idea, man. Vincenti's nailing on the head, man. Like you're gonna maybe a guy like Shea Patterson from Michigan, who people know, but he could go undrafted. Go get a guy like that, man, and like throw him in there. Like I like that idea, man. Go attack your market. So look at what's around there. Look at what guys didn't go and attack them. That's how you do it.
And the great words of TD.
They're trying to bond the fans because you see what they're doing on the sideline. Let me tell you another thing I love about it.
The coaches.
Yeah, they're allowing coaching interviews on the sideline during the game. They're allowing player interviews.
But you saw that quarterback get benched because of the interviews, bro. Because they interviewed him and he said, "Oh, I don't know what we're doing out there. I think we got to change up our whole offense." And then they interview the coach, and the coach like, "I don't know what he's talking about. He needs to play better." And then the second half starts, and the guy's on the bench. I was like, "Oh,
they're all right." You also hear the play calls. They let once you hear the play calls, every play call at the beginning before the play, you hear the coach calling it in.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, I'm gonna have to, cause I can't relate, cause I haven't checked it out, you guys. But this sounds a lot like the AAF last year, like just like the excitement around it. Man, we were so happy. Even if San Antonio got a team, I would still be a Dolphins fan. I wouldn't care. But I did go to a lot of those games, man, and we signed like 5 commanders. And I believe the guy that I was wanting us to keep was Kenneth Farrow, and he would have helped us out because we got rid of who's the guy that got arrested? Forget his name, leaves my mind.
Oh my gosh,
Xavier Howard.
No, Mark
Walden.
Mark Walden. So Kenneth Farrow was one of those guys that would take it to you, man, and he didn't make the team. But we also signed Jaron Elliott. He used to play for the Browns, but he's the one that had that highlight reel where he came around the edge and he took the quarterback from San Diego's. He took his helmet. He took his head off. His helmet flew off. I don't know if you remember that. Looked like Any Given Sunday type, play. The thing that they brought last year was excitement. And it was old school throwback football because there was no protecting the players. I don't know what the XFL's doing. I'm gonna have to check it out, but I guess I'm gonna have to look into it. One of the things that I was gonna tell y'all, Greg Ward Jr. was the guy from Houston. He was Carson Wentz's only wide receiver this year, and they went to the playoffs. He was for the last couple of games. I don't know if y'all know him, but he was on the Commanders. I remember him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was balling down here in San Antonio. Greg Ward Jr., man, he did pretty good. I was proud of him. But, yeah, man, I'm going to have to check this out because half the stuff that y'all are talking about, I don't know anything about.
Me neither,
yeah. TD, Anthony keeps putting this comment up. Can you highlight it real quick? No, Anthony, one up. Okay. Anthony, I'm gonna just know you can't because these guys are not physically ready as freshmen and sophomore to be taking on hits from guys who've been in the league and who've been bulking up. Your high school and freshman year is not enough time to put enough muscle on, and then just simple no. It's just not even like feasible to give all these young guys whose bodies aren't ready all that money just to get injured in preseason because they're going to get hit by some guy who's not trying to be on the practice squad, who's been in on the practice squad for 3 years and sees a freshman trying to come and take their spot. So yeah, no, it's not feasible and it's not economically smart.
Yo, y'all be thinking these players are superheroes. Yo, you're a human being. You got to grow. 17, 18, 19-year-olds aren't fully developed. They can't take on a grown man feeding 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? That's been, you know what I'm saying, lifting weights and dealing with being cut. Yo, they will kill one of them kids. You got to, it's not a game, yo. Yeah, I know in football, we watch it. Yo, it's real deal things going on that field. So
that's real. It's grown man stuff happening out there.
Let's go back to Tua. Yo, they're hoping, they're salivating. Yo, they let them in because we want to see what it's about. I'm telling you, and this is me talking. Imagine a Khalil Mack. All these people, that's all they do. They train in the summer. They have photographs of quarterbacks. They watch film on you since college. They start watching your college film. And if you've been all the rave, all the hype, you've been getting broken down since college. Now they can't wait to see you in the NFL and you're coming in with leg injuries and a hip. Man, come on, don't do it to him. Please don't do it to him. I'm saying, yo, I don't care the best surgeon in the world, James Andrews could have did it. This is life, yo. They're not superheroes. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is that one hit, a big, something like, what's the guy, Pierce? If he lands on Tua the wrong way and just belly flops on him, that's the end of the season. And you want to take a risk on a quarterback like that, man, don't do it. I'm sorry, I just had to say that. I don't know why, but
It's like people have said. The paradox, the dynamic about him is you literally have probably the biggest case of highest risk versus highest reward. That's where you're at with him right now. And I mean, you never know. I mean, AP injury plague, college took 8 years for him to get injured. You know, CJ Mosley, same injury at Alabama, ironically, and he went on to have a Hall of Fame career so far. You never know, man. You really never know. I'll tell you right now, those doctors at the combine, that guy's going to be being poked, prodded for 10 to 12 hours. And, you know, you're still going to get teams where their doctors are going to say, hey, you know what, I think he's worth taking the flyer on, and teams are going to still probably be reluctant. You're still going to get that. That just comes with the territory of that injury.
His injury was classified as a car crash, yo. That's what they classified. That's where it normally happens. That's what they're saying. His posterior wall was broken. Like, that's not a normal injury. You feel me? So it's yo. Man.
Okay, guys. It is now 12:10, or about to be 12:10. It's 12:10 on my phone on the East Coast. Shout out to everybody on the West Coast where it's only 9 o'clock and you have 3 more hours to do something with your life today. Go out and make it meaningful and powerful. Guys, any final words starting with Esteban?
I ain't ready.
Okay, reason. Any final words?
Not really. I'm too tired right now.
I see it.
We're good.
Eye test.
Final words. Happy 2020 again, man. Y'all be safe out there. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Love your family. Everybody protect yourself. Go Dolphins, man. Like, we got a chance to do it. Like, just be smart in the draft. Like, we're analyzing, but the decision's not in our hands. But I do believe in the spoken word. I do believe you speak it into existence. Yes. We spoke a lot of things into existence this year, yo. So let's just keep, you know what I'm saying, keep saying it, and hopefully we get what we want. And I'm going to leave it like that, man. Tannehill.
All right, guys. Shout out to everyone who came on. Tony, I think Justin was in here. Mike Koo. There was even I think Antoine on here for 2 seconds. Shout out to Quinn for all of your donations. Vic, everyone who donated tonight. It was absolutely amazing. See, TD, see why I said bring back the open panel?
See, you're a party pooper trying to end the stream early tonight.
Listen,
I'm just playing.
I just something I want to say.
Go ahead, Esteban.
All right. I just want to address anybody that is new to the channel. If you don't know what to expect, I would say from TD's perspective, he's a pretty stand-up guy. There's a lot of stuff that TD predicted before it happened. A lot of guys that we were going to cut, and it came out to be true. And he gave reason behind it, and it happened. That's why I won't, stop. I will never be unsubscribe from him. Fansanity, don't take her by her pretty looks and think that she don't know what she's talking about, because she does. He has a high football IQ. If you just kind of go outside your normal, you just don't judge people. Give her time to talk. She actually delivers really good. I test, man. This guy, he's got a high football IQ as well. And it's just like his name. He brings a lot of reason behind what he's saying. Reason, same, very good, high IQ. I would say EM, he's kind of the goofball of the stream, man. He make you laugh. Even when he makes good points, you just laugh at him. I don't know why, but I like him, and I like the back and forths that he has with TD. They're very entertaining with him. Ball game. You just got a good mix here. So that's just me just addressing anybody that's new to TD's channel. You can expect this every night.
Our channel. But yes, man, I appreciate that, Esteban. Shout out to your homie. Shout out to Finsanity as always. I Test Sports. He came without all the conspiracy theories tonight. That's what's up. Reason, as always, bringing that heat, man, that knowledge and that expertise, especially with these players, man. Reason be educating me on a lot of stuff, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all like that, just straight up. EM, I just gotta acknowledge him because he's a part of the channel.
Bro, he's going off in the comments right now, eh? He is not happy he got called a goofball, bro.
Hey, y'all see, let me tell you, hold on, let me say this before we leave. Y'all see how EM be lying. I'm gonna see, I don't call people liars, but EM be lying. How many times has this man said 4:30 coming right around the corner? And 20 minutes later, he in the comment section commenting. I'm telling y'all, him and Tua be having these domestic disputes. You know, get in bed, EM. Tua away.
Hey, EM, if I'm calling you a goofball, it's because I like him, bro. It's not a diss.
So now he's asking for the link whenever he's doing our outro.
What happened to 4:30 is around the corner. Y'all see what I'm talking about?
Come here, I'm out.
Can I say something honestly? Because everyone knows that me and EM, we haven't always seen eye to eye or like been on the same, side of the scale.
Except with Tannehill.
I'm a Libra, so shout out to the scale. Shout out to all the Libras coming up. But one thing that I do try to do is I try to always see things through someone's perspective. And I think that's so hard for us sometimes because we all do our research. We all have our in-depth knowledge. But sometimes we get so pinpoint on our argument that we don't take note to someone else's. But I've seen the growth from all of us, from how when we first came on here, we were all some stubborn hotheads and it was going to be our way or the highway. We were going to argue our point all the way to the end. And people will tell you there were some heated chats, some heated panel discussions, but I love the way that we all, have formed this chemistry on this channel. And it is amazing. And that's why I told Esteban, I was like, Esteban, you better get on tonight. Like, if I got to be here, Esteban got to be here. Reason got to be here. EM, he does what he wants to do. But I know Mr. Ballgame's on the road, so prayers up to him. And I hope wherever he's on his way to, he gets to safely.
Yes.
Say what you and Miss Hillary too, TD. You and Miss Hillary are traveling, right? So
tomorrow morning we out of here, man.
Prayers up for you guys. Bro. On safe travel.
We'll do. Coming out to the crib, I test. Coming out to the crib.
305, baby. Come home.
And I like that Finsanity said since day one, everybody on the panel has actually shown growth, except none other than the guy himself. What's up, Ian?
I'm out.
Wow.
I'm out, yo.
Yeah, you better go eye test. You better get up out of here. You already know. You've been one of them. You better go. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Hey,
you already know.
Tua kick EM out the house. You see, he at the front door trying to get in.
Nah, bro. Everybody's, folks trying to sleep, bro.
I know, man. But, hey, man, we out of here, EM. 4:30 around the corner, man.
Hey, listen. Goofball, really? Okay. Don't worry. I'll see you next week, Esteban.
Yes, sir. I'll see you. I don't know what you're gonna talk about. Just trade up to 3, man, for Tua. I already know, man.
I'm gonna address this goofball comment next week. It's
late. I'll be here. I'll be here waiting for you.
It's
I ain't
late.
backing up.
Listen. It's late, and 4:30 has been tapping me on my shoulder. So we'll talk
next week. At least it ain't
week.
Tapping you on the hip.
We'll touch. We'll touch base next week. I promise you.
All right, man. I love all y'all, man. Y'all stay up. Be blessed. All right.
All right. Be safe out there, man.
All right.
All right, everybody. Again, thank y'all for joining another great edition of TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Before I get out of here, somebody put in the comment section earlier today. They said, why do you say home of the real Miami Dolphin fans? Aren't all Dolphin fans real Dolphin fans? And I easily replied, no, they are all not. Just remember, this is the home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I love y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.